Hi, my name is Cynthia. I'm a fourth year student at UCSC, and I'm making this video as a response to the email that was sent out last Thursday, February 28th to be specific, that talked about the rape that was reported on campus 2 weeks ago as having been fabricated. So basically, when I first read the email, my response was, fuck. But that's not even really giving you a correct answer. My response was, fuck! I'm so mad right now! So, here are all the reasons why. Is that news spread like wildfire across campus. By the time I got to breakfast, everyone around me was talking about it and I hadn't even received the email yet. So, in feeling very helpless to respond, and in feeling like, well, this is what everyone wants to hear, so nobody's going to be listening anymore, this video is going to detail the things that I'm angry about and the things that I'm not trying to claim. I also want to thank my friend Jisoo, who's filming for me, who encouraged me to do something like this. I'd like to say before getting into this that I have no idea whether this rape happened. There's no way that I could ever know. I was not there. The only people who know are probably this woman and this man, if they do, because rape is a really slippery term. So I'm not trying to make any claims around that. All I'm trying to do is take the information that I've been given and work out how I'm going to personally respond to that and how I hope the community responds to it. So the source of my anger came in two different directions. One was the fact that this rape was supposedly fabricated. That's very upsetting. Well, kind of relieving. Hopefully nobody was raped, but very upsetting. The second was how the campus spread the information and dealt with it. So I'm going to work with those two things separately. I think the first thing that makes me upset is that the statistic is that approximately 2% of reports of rape are fabricated. This is the same as reports of any other crime. 2% of people reporting robbery, it's false reports. 2% of people reporting being kidnapped. And yet there's this idea that rape is falsely accused like a ton of the time. This rape 2 weekends ago is the only rape in all 4 years that I've been at UCSC that's been publicly acknowledged by the campus. The fact that the one rape that we've talked about, 100% of the rapes that we've talked about have now come out to be falsely reported, will make anybody think that the statistic is more than 2%. 2% and not 100% is like a huge difference. And granted it's only one, but it's still the only one on our collective consciousness as a campus right now. Really, really, really appreciate it if there was a paragraph in the email that said, we want to acknowledge how unfortunate we feel about having to send this email, but that only 2% of rapes are falsely reported. Just acknowledging the bigger picture that this email fits into, and I don't think it does. The next time that somebody on campus gets raped, they're going to be aware while they're thinking about whether or not they want to go through all the trials of reporting it. They're going to be thinking, no one on this campus is going to believe me, or half of the campus is going to respond saying, oh, are they being serious this time, or are they just lying about it? And that, like, there are so many obstacles to reporting rape in the first place that it really, really sucks that that's an added obstacle. Okay. The other thing that I think is really dangerous about this, about the impression that rape is falsely reported a lot, is that it makes it become, the thinking becomes, men are the victims of reports of rape. 98% of the time, rape victims or rape survivors are the victims, not the rapists. The number one response that I heard after the message came out was, what a crazy bitch, or this is one of the ways that women ruin things for men. In my mind, it's like, she still got beaten up. Like, she was bruised, she was physically beaten up. So even if the rape didn't happen, you know, this man is not the victim of this report. His life is going to be okay. In my mind, there was a lot of investigation into whether the rape actually happened, but there wasn't an equal amount of investigation into whether the rape didn't happen. So she reports it, and then for like for 2 weeks, the campus is investigating it and the police are investigating it, and I really appreciate that they were really quick to respond to it. They really care, they've been really involved, and I think that's a strong point in the community. But the fact that there was all of that investigation, and then this is my interpretation, I don't know, but it felt like the minute that she took back that statement, it felt like they accepted that without the same amount of questioning, which could be false, but that scares me a lot. In my mind, I can think of a lot of reasons that if I were in her shoes, that I would need to take back the statement. Which may have not happened at all, but let me walk you through it. What if I was receiving pressure from friends and family to, you know, not be making this public of a deal? Or what if I was being questioned over and over and emotionally couldn't really handle it and needed a way out? Or what if the experience had been traumatic enough that the memories of it weren't really complete, or, you know, there had been parts of that were just too much for my brain to handle, and it all kind of got jumbled together, and then the information about it, you know, like when people ask questions, it's hard to piece it together, and that makes it less defendable. I think those are 3 reasons that somebody could easily be driven to say that a accusation of rape was fabricated when maybe it wasn't. And like I said, I have no clue. I have no clue. But the fact that that wasn't even part of the conversation, that the email was like very, very sure, and maybe they are very sure, but if all they hand to me is a sentence that says like, we have evidence, it's like hard for me to like put 100% faith in that. The people I talk to about it, like when I say that to them, they say like, oh my God, I didn't even think about that possibility. Or they say like, Cynthia, I don't think that's possible at all. But either way, that they're not, like, that I feel like it's very easy to take the information from the email and just believe it. And I want to be a little bit more critical. And isn't that what we're doing here? Learning to be a little bit more critical of the information that we receive. I'm sure that them sending an email that said that the rape was fabricated was really a way for them for the administration to try to make students feel a little bit more secure. Like, rape is not something that you have to worry about in the daytime on campus. But in the context of all the things that have been going on, I don't think it's enough. And this is why. We received that email one day after receiving an email about a student found at the bottom of that ravine near a bridge. And whether he somehow fell off or jumped off and committed suicide, I don't know. But that's hard. With that potential suicide, in combination with this potential rape and abuse, in combination with the 3 incidents of gun violence that have been happening, I'm sure that the campus wants to do everything it can to make students feel safer. Both the students that are here now, and also I'm really aware of the fact that in a month there are going to be hundreds of high school students touring Santa Cruz to see if it's the school they want to go to, and the administration definitely doesn't want to have to say, oh, all within a week there was gun violence, rape, and suicide. Like, that's a lot. And people are feeling it. Hi, come in. No, come in, come in. That could be true. Hard for me to know how to end this. Probably because I don't want this to be an ending at all. If there's any questions in your mind that you have about it, or anything that makes you feel uncomfortable about receiving that email, about this video that I'm making, or if there's anything that makes you feel angry or interested, just like any of the responses you have, please don't just set them aside or bury them. Like, I'm really hoping that the campus can, in little groups of friends and little classrooms and little circles, like, start talking about it. So that it isn't left as this unresolved issue that's kind of hanging midair that nobody knows what to do with. Talk to anybody that you know. Go talk to SAFE at SHOP, which is across from 910. They're a really, really good resource. Caitlin, who runs SAFE, is a phenomenal woman to talk to, and all of their interns are really knowledgeable. Or if you don't want to reach out to people that you don't know yet, talk to the people you know. I think that you'd be surprised how many people feel uneasy about it or want to talk more about it. And maybe I'm completely wrong, but maybe I'm not. I guess there's 2 levels of this beginning of the approach that I'm imagining. Is that one, like I said earlier, to like reach out to your support systems. Because they're there for a reason, and this is a very good reason. And at the same time, reach in. That, you know, like, do what helps you work through things. Whether it's art, or, you know, running and getting in your head, or playing an instrument, or, you know, writing something down, or making a video, or, you know, like this, or all the things I didn't mention. How am I gonna take this and strengthen myself from it. And I think if you ask yourself those questions, then that's how the campus will start feeling better. I hope you send it to your friends. I hope that this passes around, because I think right now there's this vacuum of response, and I want this to kind of start to fill in that vacuum a little bit. So yeah, thank you. Thank you very much for listening, and for thinking through it with me. I appreciate it. And I hope the next 2 weeks get better.